So in today's video, we're going to be covering up some loose ends from the last video, and we're also going to be talking about objects. What objects are, as I explained in a previous video, which I'm pretty sure was the last video actually, objects are instances of classes. Okay, pretty simple stuff. If you want to make an object, all you do is say declare it. So we say pizza pep equals new pizza, right? Right, that should work, right? No. Because I explained in the last video, you cannot instantiate abstract classes. Ever. Which isn't fun. But that's why they're abstract classes. Because they have general functionality, they're not meant to be a actual class that you instantiate. Right? You would make a pepperoni. Which is where you can do stuff like this. If it worked, okay. Right. So we'd have pizza name, pizza size, pizza name, and you'll notice that we can do something like that. Can't remember what that's called off the top of my head. You don't have to worry about it because programming wise, you probably won't have to do it at all. Robotics wise, you'll never do it. Because there's no point. You could just declare pepperoni and it doesn't change anything really. You don't have to worry about it because it is a bit complicated, but like I said, you don't have to worry about it. Not big of a deal. Objects. Not much to say about them, honestly. Also didn't set my stopwatch on this one. Of course I didn't. I'm really great at recording videos, aren't I? You don't have to answer that question. The answer is no. But what else can we do with objects? I mean, we talked about strings. Those were pretty, that was a long time ago. Well, it wasn't that long ago. It was 21 days ago that I recorded that one. But, well, what else could we do? I know what we can do. I think I just demonstrated that you can do get pizza name, get toppings. Alright, we can test that. Totally prints it out. It's pepperoni. Right? Okay. That's fine. What we're going to do is ditch pizza altogether. And we're going to come up with our own totally unique, never been done before, class hierarchy. We're going to do class, and we're going to call it animal. Totally never been done before. No. Talked about it last episode. It's probably one of the easiest versions to make other than pizza. So we have an abstract class called animal. Alrighty. So what we want is a default method. That's a lie. There's no default method because there's no default animal. So what we do is public animal. And then we do what we need, except we gotta make some fields too. So we do private and string name, some other details, I guess, private int, weight, height, but you don't have to do that for animals. You can probably just do their name. And for the purposes of this video, we're just probably going to be doing their name, and maybe if they're an herbivore or not. Food type, that's a good variable name. Alrighty, public animal, and then we want string name, string food type. You'll notice, I didn't abbreviate it, right? So clearly, isn't it weird if you did name equals name, right? That's setting these two, this equal to itself. You don't want that. So what you do is you type in this. This refers to the current object that you are working with that is running through this class, which in this case would contain that name. This is just a temporary name that only exists within that method. or constructor method. Constructor method, method, constructor. You get the idea. Same thing. Not really, but you get the idea. This just refers to whatever object you're currently running through. Really what it means is just you type it in when you have the same variable names. You can totally avoid working with it, right? Totally you're optional if you want to use it. Sometimes you just do because it's the easier thing to do. I totally did that wrong. My bad. And you got something like that. Okay. Got that. But what we're also going to do is, so we got that public, so we're going to get a getter. If I set it to string, public string get name, then what we do is we return the name, obviously. If I could type, there we go. Set name. We do the same thing. This dot name equals name. Okay. You know, usually getters and setters, you don't need all of them. This one, we're just gonna assume we need all of them, just because that's the safer bet. String food type. Get food type. It's a really awful variable name that doesn't explain a whole lot. My point is showing you why it's very important to choose your variable names wisely, because going through code, it's really difficult if the variables aren't named to exactly what their function is. Otherwise, it's just going to be not fun to try and figure out what it is for people who are reading your code if say you're not there or something like that. Food type equals food type, except we can't do that. Do this. Okay, and we'll do string food, if I could spell. If I could do things properly, there we go. Wow, I am not having it today, aren't I? Okay, got stuff like that. But why are we making this abstract? So you can make abstract classes without having any abstract methods. You can do that. We aren't going to do that. We want some abstract methods. We're actually just going to have one. Public abstract. Let's see here. Public abstract void. This is going to be on animal message. What animal says, I guess. So we'll just say animal says. Is it Sonic says? If any of you get that reference, probably not. But again, we don't need these at all. You can actually have them, but you just don't need them. Okay. So now we got animal. So we're gonna make a new animal. We'll just do wolf, I guess. Okay. And then what we can do is just extends. Extends animal. And as soon as you do that, it'll immediately give us an error saying we have to add that unimplemented method. Do that. What do wolves say? Wolves say aru. There we go. Something like that. All right. Same thing as yesterday. Well, maybe for you yesterday. Last video is what I should have said. Well, that's how you know I'm not having it today. Alright, we can get rid of that. This @override just means that the method that is coming from the animal class, this abstract method, is being overwritten. You don't actually have to have that there. It automatically does it. Don't have to even worry about it. But yep. And then this is what it's telling us. Animal doesn't have a default constructor, so we must make our own constructor for the wolf class. So here's what we can do. Yes, and we do the exact same thing we did earlier. Last video. Jeez. Super name and food type. And there we go. We can get something like that. I'm sure you're still wondering where this has to do with objects, because that's really what this video is. For one, don't want to work with pizza again, because that's not fun, that's uninteresting. And what we also want to do is, real quick, we're going to copy that. Well, we're going to copy these two. Because the other methods we don't have to worry about. Make a new class. We will call it deer. And get, oh, let's do fox. Foxes are cooler. Okay. We do the same thing and just rename it like that. And then animal says, I don't know what foxes say. Oh god. Oh god. Let's end that there. And let's just say, I'm sneaky. There you go. Because foxes can totally speak English. And you'll notice it's giving me an error because I haven't actually typed in the extends. Always want to make sure you're doing that when you're working in inheritance. Okay. What I was doing this for is because I want to demonstrate you can have multiple types. Right? Animal. Right? I could add deer if I wanted to. Don't really need to. What you can do is we can do an animal array equals new animal array, and we can store, well, we should probably name it actually, cage, I guess. It's very brutal. We'll name it forest, I guess. Cage seems a little brutal. Alright, and a new animal, and then we can say, let's say we have two of them. We got a wolf and then we got a fox. Probably shouldn't mix those two together because they'll probably end up killing each other. Wolf will probably win. But we're not worried about that. We're worried about Java. Fighting over Java, I guess. Fighting over coffee, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? And then what you do is you can do the same thing you did earlier. You just do animal 0, not earlier. Last video. No, 2 videos ago. Jeez. I suck at this. Animal 0 equals new wolf. And its name, we could just, it's a gray wolf, I guess. And then, can't remember the other detail. Oh, actually that's the only one we needed, right? Oh, food type. Food type is what was okay. Carnivore. Ooh, you'll see that. Always have to refer to the name, not the type. Did that on purpose. Always. You cannot refer to that because this isn't a declaration. That's the name of the class. Gotta remember that. So now we have that, and we can also do forest 1 equals new fox. And since I'm not a biologist, well, I know we're doing a red fox. I do not know if foxes are carnivore. Well, I know that you can eat meat, but I don't know. Very, very pertinent to this whole thing. Wow. Don't look it up on the internet because it's probably wrong, but it says they can eat berries. Okay, that's good enough for me. I spelled forest wrong. Ha ha ha. Good going, me. You're a champion. What did I do wrong now? Oh, semicolon. Wow, that's sad. But what you can see is you can have an animal array that stores types of animals. Really convenient. Actually, that's probably one of the more useful things for abstract classes is that an inheritance as well. That you can just, well, let's say I got a forest filled with animals and I have subclasses of different animals. So you could just, like I just did, you can store them all in just one array. Really convenient, and I just clapped because that's how excited I am that you can do this and that you know how to do it now. Trying to think of anything else to talk about. Well, let's see what else we can do about objects. So like I said, main method, like I said in previous videos in the beginning series, really only used for testing. And once you get to like mainline Java programming, when you get to robotics programming, you really don't dabble too much with the main method, but we use it because we're just testing. So what we can do is we can use that wolf that we declared, except we can't because we didn't actually declare a wolf. What we're going to do is make a new wolf. So we can do wolf. I don't know. We give the wolf a name, really sad name, I guess. Right, a wolf named Husky. Almost as sad as a husky named Wolfie, I guess. I don't know. And what we do is we just declare a new wolf, whatever. And well, I'm really good at programming today. Okay, new wolf. It's still a gray wolf. And it is a carnivore. Jeez. I'm struggling today. Oh, almost tomorrow. And there you go. Then we got that new wolf object. We can just call it, and we can say get food type. We can get that, get name, and we can do animal says. And there you go. And it calls that method. And this is an object. Objects. All you use when you're referencing classes is objects. If it's a static class, you refer to it by the class's name. But if you're referring to a non-static class, you always refer by the object name, which would be forest or husky, that kind of stuff. That's honestly it for this episode. There's not much more to cover in terms of advanced Java. Probably just going to go over more stuff that I've already talked about, more in depth. Maybe actually not suck at recording these. Let's hope. But other than that, just a reminder that your assignment for this is totally your own prerogative. You can totally do it, totally don't have to. Not going to be an answer key for it because it's a project you make on your own. Use some creativity, make your own game, pretty fun. Don't make it suck. Make it a game you can enjoy. If you really wanted to, you could plan it out. I mean, there's nothing stopping you. But other than that, I think we're done here. So I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.